Hi, welcome back again to Slimful Treats. This is my kitchen, and today we're actually going to make pretty much everybody's favorite since I've created it. I am going to make a sugar-free caramel corn. It's actually an extremely low-calorie treat, and it's just great for when you have a sugar fix. It's very reminiscent of Cracker Jack. It's that type of caramel. It's not sticky, and it's just a fabulous recipe. So let's get going on this. I've already preheated my oven to 250 degrees. And now I'm putting the stove top medium-high, gas setting about 6. First thing is a type of stevia, brown sugar. It can be any brand that you want as long as it looks and feels like brown sugar. Right in the pot. This is a sugar-free pancake syrup. Just right in the pot. There's no corn syrups in this. That's usually the big downfall when it comes to caramel corn. I get all that in there. Alright. Now, all you're going to do is you stir it into a liquid. Just keep stirring. This will heat up. You don't want to burn it, so adjust your heat as needed. And you want to get this to a low boil. You'll see in a minute here what I mean by low boil. Just keep stirring. That's all it is. One of my simplest recipes. Just stir and stir. Now you're not using a double boiler, so you don't have to worry about water or anything like that. Just make sure you keep an eye on your liquid. Let it heat up. One of my favorite things growing up as a kid was on Saturday mornings, my grandfather used to always eat a box of Cracker Jack. This was back when they had real prizes, you know, little tin cars and all those little toys. And he would sit there and watch his science fiction shows. He was a science fiction nerd. And he would watch old Doctor Who. It's the late 70s. And we would both eat a box of Cracker Jack. And I would get the toys after him. So this is pretty much one of my favorite memories. You know, as well, if you're a food addict, most of your memories do revolve around food. You can still have that good feeling of food without all the calories. Just remember, portion control is key. Now that is starting to boil around the edges. You can see that there, and it is really starting to take form. Now you don't want to make the liquid very thick. Just thick enough. Let it boil. See how it's boiling? Start pulling from the edges. You'll see that foam coming in. And that is a candy stage. And all the syrup and the sugar is getting to work. I'm just trying to heat a little bit more. Just to bring it to a nice boil. The caramel is one of the easiest things to make. All I had to do was rethink all those sugars. How was I going to do this? And I just experimented, so we got it. And how it's pulling around the edges. So I'll let it do that. Be careful you stir occasionally so you do not burn any of that sugar. Now, this is a key step when it comes to any caramel corn. You want to boil. I have 2 more ingredients. Vanilla extract, baking soda. Alright, there's a nice boil that I was talking about. Now let it do that for a minute. Good and hot. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you turn off your sugar. It is going to be extremely hot. do not pour in the baking soda. That went to the vanilla. It's going to cool it down just a bit. Be careful with your baking soda. You're going to pour a little bit at a time, because when you stir it, see that? It expands. So you always want to make sure your pot is slightly bigger than what you think you need. And see how it's just expanding? Take it off the heat. Let it expand. Yeah, see, that might actually expand a little too much. I put a little too much baking soda in it. But that's okay. Just bring it right over here to this popcorn. We're going to just kind of let it cool, drip. Because that's all going to turn into your caramels. Very, very easy. I should have used a little slightly bigger pot. Not used to making a double batch. And actually, this is really good in the fall and near Christmas when you pay a lot of money for those popcorn tins. I know everybody thinks they're a cheap gift, but that cheap gift has a lot of calories in it. And it's one of those things that you don't think about when you're snacking on Christmas. Put that down. Oh, rubber scratch here. Now just kind of mix it. Don't have to go nuts, full coverage, because it's another whole step. Yes, some of your popcorn will collapse. That's perfectly normal. And how you always get those little tiny crunchy pieces, that is perfectly normal. Alright, as this cools, because it cools pretty quickly. Kind of pour some in. No exact science to this. That is done. Just be careful. I know I'm mixing with 2 hands. I'm kind of used to it. I'm not touching that caramel. That caramel is boiling. It will burn you. Now this pan over here, I did put some peanuts in. Peanuts will add a lot of calories. It is going to cut down your portion size, but what's Cracker Jack without peanuts? Sometimes I'll just take a little tiny snack. And you really just want to have the crunchiness of the peanuts in there. Okay. And then this over here is my plain caramel corn. Just kind of mix it in a little. It's not going to coat everything because you have that next step. This step is important. Just mix, mix, mix. Now I needed to tell you, and I forgot to tell you, that these pans have both been sprayed with non-stick cooking spray. Doesn't matter what flavor, as long as it's a low calorie, non-stick cooking spray. You need to know that, or else this caramel corn will stick right to the bottom of your pan and you will have a big blob. Okay. Get that in there. Now, right into the oven it goes. Popping it in to a 250 degree oven. The microwave first shot. Now, you're going to do this next step several times. We're going to wait 5 minutes. Open it up. Keep a good eye on it. You do not want to burn this. And in 5 minutes, I'm going to take it out, stir it. That caramel's going to heat up again and start coating all the uncoated kernels. You might get everything pretty much coated 5 times. Might take you several, but it's worth it. It's worth the patience and the wait. See you in about 5 minutes. Just kind of mix it in there just to get that coating. Coating's still warm, so you want to just kind of coat your popcorn. This will take several times to get a good coat. It's not hard to make, it's just a little time consuming. It can be a little messy, but trust me, it's worth it. Each and every time, it seems to coat a little more. Just, again, stir, stir. Whoops, you're gonna make a mess. Everybody does. Stir, stir. This was a lifesaver for me from about Halloween all the way through Christmas last year. I loved this. Everybody would be out trick-or-treating and all those nice fall feelings, and Now, let's face it, fall food's great, but it can be real sugary. So I adapted. And I was able to keep control. Back in the oven again. And you're starting to see a nice even coat. Actually, I have a bad habit of taking off the oven mitt. You don't want to keep it on. It's really, really hot. You wouldn't think 250 degrees would burn you. It will. And it's almost there. Nice coating. You don't have to coat it entirely either. But I'm going to put it in for one more cycle just to get it nice and even. Alright, last step. Now we have the caramel corn out. It's coated very well. Just be careful if you have some unpopped kernels in there. You might want to remove them in a little bit. But I like to put a sprinkling of freshly ground sea salt on the top of it. Once it is out of the oven, it's coated. Give it a little bit of extra salty, sweet goodness. Just mix it in there a little bit. And we're going to let it cool. And the popcorn will stick together and just break it apart. Now, this is the caramel corn without peanuts. You just kind of scrape it out of the pan. You see that it's going to clump up, okay? Just putting it out on some parchment paper and scrape it out. I know, everybody's going to say, oh, it's going to be so hard to get out of that pan. Believe it or not, it wipes out, cleans up really easy, soap and water. I was amazed how easy the cleanup is on this. I already calculated out the portions on this and the calorie count. Now all of this caramel corn, and once it's all cooled, just break it apart, put it in an airtight container or baggie. 1/4 of this amount, now it's a pretty decent portion, is 65 calories for caramel corn, okay? So that's actually a pretty decent sized sweet salty snack, especially when you're having those sugar cravings. And going over to the peanut. Peanut, of course, you have to add any add-ons that you put into your caramel corn. This is actually a pretty decent sized portion, and with the added peanuts, for 1/4 of the pan is, that's a decent sized portion for Cracker Jack, is 145 calories. Still acceptable for a snack. And it gives you a little extra protein with the peanuts. And you don't have to use peanuts. Peanuts, cashews, almonds, whatever you like. Just make sure you account for the serving size. Weigh out the serving size. I have 2 servings in here of peanuts at 160 calories each. So, cashews have a different calorie count. Almonds have a different calorie count. Just look at the calorie count and the portions. Weigh out what you need and then divide it up by how many portions you have. And that's all it is caramel corn. And it is absolutely delicious. Of course, you can go to my Facebook page. I am Amy Smith. You will see my picture up there, and it also does tell you it's Slimful Treats. And you can get in contact with me through my Facebook page. That's Amy Smith on Facebook. Thank you very much, and enjoy.